everyone. Welcome to the JFree906 Podcast and the Curse of Oak Island and Beyond live stream. Wow, what a week this has been. I hope everybody can hear me okay. Let me know if you can hear me all right. I am, it's the first time I'm using all of this stuff up here in Nova Scotia. Let's see. I'll make sure you guys can hear me okay. Music flat. Okay, let me turn that down. I'm trying to do some different things here. I don't have my normal setup today. Unfortunately. Pause that. There we go. Cut the tunes. All right, I cut the tunes. How's that? Is that better? All right. Wow. I tell you what, man, this is this week has been amazing. I don't know how else to say. It's just been absolutely amazing. It started off right off the bat, right after we got here. Christina and I, we got here on Sunday night, and right off the bat on Monday, Carmen Legg's getting a hold of me. He says, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" It just took off from there, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. It really, truly has. And I've got to meet such wonderful people. Not only some of the guys from the that I have had on the show on the Curse of Oak Island and Beyond live stream, but also some of the folks that have come out that are fans of the Curse of Oak Island and watch our show. Yes, I know. I got the salty duck shirt. I had to wear it tonight. I did. Oh man, I am, and besides the fact that I'm sunburned and most of my forehead is done peeling now. My nose is still peeling, and that's from the Salty Dog Sea Tours. I tell you what, that birthday, my birthday that I spent, and Kat and Laura and Linda coming out and spending the day, and then also Karen Howard coming out. She wasn't going on the tour with us, but she came out also because she wanted to come out and meet, me and Tony and just hang out and stuff like that. And it was awesome, absolutely awesome. It really, truly was. And, as we went through the course of that day, the Salty Dog Sea Tour is like an hour and a half, and it ended up running like 2.5 hours. And I don't know if it was why, but I mean, it was great. And Tony had mentioned, he came on one of my live streams here when we were doing the last drilling down after the season finale of the show. Tony had come on and he was in the chat and he said something about, "Hey, if you want to go live, why don't you go live from the boat?" And I'm like, okay. So I did. And it was great. And I was hoping so much that you guys could hear him clearly. I didn't have him mic'd up. So I was I was going live on my cell phone and I was trying to cover it so the wind wouldn't be bad and you guys could hear him talking. So hopefully, and everybody says, I guess everybody's saying it went pretty well. So you enjoyed it. Thank you, Valerie. It honestly, I truly was. I know you guys were watching the live stream and I couldn't read it because the sun, it was too bright, burning my face and everything. He truly is the best sea captain. You know what I didn't do is I didn't get this up over here on Facebook. Hang on just a minute while I try to redo this real quick. I'm sorry. Because I need to see who's talking over here. So bear with me just a moment. I'm going to refresh the screen and try to bring this up. And it was awesome. Oh, you guys, Borchers, you guys went on it too. That's cool. All right. I'm going to hold on. I got to switch this. You're going to hear some double video or audio here for a second. Hold on. Then there it was. There you heard it. Okay. All right. Now I got it up and I can see who's talking. Only a couple times I could not hear him in the video, but it was great to see. Again, I know Kat was there. Kat, you were awesome. And I just loved spending time with you guys and the other folks that were on the boat. And I asked everybody before we got started. Everybody was standing around, and Tony was just about to give his pre-tour speech out there on the in the parking lot. And I told everybody, I said, "Look, I'm going to be going and doing a lot of filming here. Do you guys mind being? It's going to be on YouTube. Do you mind being on YouTube? If you do, come and tell me now." No one did. So I said, okay, they must be okay with it. And we went live and away we went. And it was great. Um, I honestly, Brenda, and it's been a whirlwind. It truly has. I mean, when people ask you, say, so what did you do on your vacation? "Oh, I went to Nova Scotia and I went and I played shuffleboard with Carmen Legg." Yes, I went and played shuffleboard with Carmen Legg, and that too was another wonderful thing. I actually have some pictures. If you guys want to see, do you guys want to see any pictures? I got a couple. If I can bring them up here real quick, I do have a couple. Let's see if I can find them now. Um, let's see here. These are yeah. This is I just shared a few. I'm not gonna bring them all up. Just a few. Um, because honestly, what I want to do, folks, too. By the way, I want to let you know this now. Show them all. That is coming, Darlene. That's coming. I am going to get when I get back to Michigan. I am going to put together a nice presentation. Like, remember in the old days, I do. I don't know about you all, but remember in the old days back when, if anybody's as old as I am, back when people would go on vacation and then you'd be invited over to their house to sit and watch their vacation slides on the slide projector that was round and it had all and it had all the yeah, I do the sound effects, but yeah, and you had to watch those slides of all that, and as a kid I was like, oh really, oh, I don't want to do this. I'm going to put you guys through all of that. Penny says I remember. um so I'm going to put you guys through all of that and show you pictures and video, but I do want to share a few here tonight. While I got an opportunity to, and I have, that's the whole reason why you're here. I want to see your pictures. I never thought it would be excited to see someone else's vacation picture. I know, right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know. But I mean, look at this here. You look at one like this right here, and there we are. There's Carmen right there. You see him standing there. And this is Christina over here. I was Christina's partner, and we lost by just a couple points. And then Carmen and I teamed up and we played and we kicked butt. I mean, Carmen and I, we were on it, man. That guy was on it. So that was a lot of fun. I did not wash it yet, and I'm thinking I'm not going to. I don't know how long Tony had been wearing this shirt before he gave it to me. I really have no idea if it was just that day or if this is, I haven't even unrolled the sleeves. This is his normal thing, to have them rolled up here, right here like this. And I haven't even, I'll show you the video. For those of you who haven't seen it and are not part of our Facebook group page, The Curse of Oak Island and Beyond Skinwalker Ranch. So yeah, so I will show you, you know, that little video, from from the trip. But this is one of the things here. We were playing shuffleboard and we had a great time. I mean, what an opportunity to go play shuffleboard with Carmen Lake. He asked me in the morning. We were with him, I guess the night before, and that's what I wanted to let you know about first. Coming up at 1 o'clock, actually noon Eastern time on Wednesday, I got to meet Mr. Oak Island. This was on Monday night. This is when Carmen called me and said, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" And so he came and we met him, and then we went over to Mr. Oak Island, what he was calling Mr. Oak Island, and I agree 100%. Danny Hennigar. Danny has the Danny has the museum, the Oak Island Museum. It's in the train station. Give me a nod. Linda's nodding. Yeah, it's in the train depot. And Henry and Tom got a chance to go and meet Danny and go and have Danny take them through the entire thing. Yes, Wednesday, noon Eastern, and it'll be 1 o'clock here in Atlantic time. It was there's Christina. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, but yeah, so Danny Hennigar, we got a chance to sit there for about, I don't know, 2.5 hours, something like that, wasn't it, Christina? And sitting there with Danny and Carmen. I'm in Danny's house. I'm looking across the coffee table. There's Carmen Legg sitting there. I just got to meet the man, and there he is, sitting there across the table. And Danny Hennigar's over here on my right, and he was injured. I won't get into all of that, but he was relaxing and had his foot up, and he was telling us stories about Oak Island. And I tell you what, I think we all were just completely wrapped up in what he was telling us about the history of Oak Island and how he was there giving tours back way before the Laginas bought it. This man knows more about Oak Island than I will ever dream to know. And we're going to have him live Wednesday at 12 p.m. I know it's a weird time, but I'm on vacation, so we're going to do it. And that's when he had a window of opportunity. We're going to be at the train station at the Oak Island display, and we're going to go live, and we're going to have him let him talk. If you guys have questions in our Facebook group page, there is a place, I think Linda already put it up, to say if you have any questions for Danny, please submit them. I will do, if we don't get very many, I will do my best to watch the chat and ask questions that you are putting up, or Linda will, if she can help me, if she has time to help me that day. We will do our best to get those questions, because it's kind of late getting this word out to everyone. So we'll do our best. But man, is he has so much knowledge. And then after that, we are going to have live over, and I trying to work out the location, probably at the Oak Island Resort. We're going to go live with Dr. Ian Spooner and Steven Guptil. And I'll be sitting right there in there with them, going live. They're going to be at the table with me, and so it'll be all three of us on camera. I got microphones for them. Pray that everything works, all the equipment works, and the Wi-Fi and all that stuff works. It's going to be, well, I think we're going to do the live with Ian and Steven at 7 Atlantic, which means that's going to be 6 Eastern. Oh, I'm getting a cringe. Oh, what did you put out for a time, Linda? Let me know. Whatever time you put out, that's what we're going to do. Is it 7:30? Yeah, Linda's cringing. So that 7:30 Eastern. Okay, it'll be 7:30 Eastern. That's going to be 8 o'clock for us. Yeah, we'll see. Well, hopefully that'll work out. If it, we'll tell them, because it's late here, and those guys have lives and everything. But we'll do our best to keep it at that same time, because it's late for those guys. So, but we'll do our best. Christina, you said that it does. Danny said that the island gives him a special kind of peace when he goes there. And I can understand that. I really do. Because that's how Mackinac Island is for me. So, okay. So yeah, you did a lot of invitations. Okay. I understand. So, all right. So yeah, so we're going to have, this is going to be great. And there's a lot of questions already for, Ian and Steven. And so we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Who knows who might else show up, because I know they've been talking about it. It might end up being more than them. I really don't know yet, but we will see. So I was going to try to keep this quick tonight, but after let's go back to the boat tour, the Salty Dog Sea Tour, which was fantastic. And I got to drive the boat for a while. That was really cool. And then, going around the island and seeing all that. Then we go back over to the resort, and we're done for the day, and we wrap up. We jump in with Colin Jameson, who we went and had breakfast, and then we went over with Colin over to the resort and jumped on the Salty Dog Sea Tour. Then we go back over with Colin, and here's one of the beautiful things. I had to do those by yesterday, so okay, yeah. Question for okay. Here is one of the beautiful things about the Mahone Bay, Chester areas of Nova Scotia. We go back to Colin's house, and we go jump in his boat. Let's go have lunch. Okay. Jump in his boat. We're turn around, and we're looking at all the beautiful little bays and harbors and the houses and everything. We cruise over to Chester. We park the boat, dock the boat. Dock the boat. I was in the Navy. I should know this, right? We dock the boat, and then we dock, and then we get out. And the one restaurant we wanted to go to, which has its own dock, was closed for whatever reason. We still don't know. But we docked the boat. We walked into town, which is just a couple blocks, had lunch at the Forecastle, And then we walked back, jumped back on the boat, and then we went back out. We were touring around again at this beautiful, beautiful place. Folks, if you have not been to Nova Scotia, and I've only seen a very small portion of it so far with Colin and also with Carmen. It is beautiful, absolutely. I love this place. Um, but we go cruising around some more, looking at all the houses and the harbors and all this kind of stuff. And then we cruise. I said, and he says, "Where else do you want to go?" Well, we had, he said we can only be out here for a little while. So he said, "Where do you want to go?" I said, "Well, can we go back around Oak Island one more time? I may never get this opportunity ever again." So we go back over to Oak Island and we cruise around to the side. And he said, we're going over here. We're on the south side looking at the swamp. And I can't. They got the rocks. They put the seawall up there to protect it from the storms. So all the big rocks they got stacked up there, and you can't really see over it that well. I can see the one excavator, and I can see the mini excavator, but I can't see over it to see what's going on. How much do they have drained and all that kind of stuff? Well, Colin tells me, he says, if you want, you can sit on top on the roof. And I'm like, really? Okay. And he said, you can stand up there. And I'm like, I don't want, it's got a hard top on it. So I climb up there, I'm sitting on it and I'm taking pictures and I'm leaning up, trying to get over the seawall and see what's going on. And here comes a drone. And it doesn't look to me like it looks to me like it's a civilian drone, not a commercial production drone. It's a smaller one. It comes flying over underneath it. It comes by the excavator and it comes over and it stops right above us. And I'm like waving at it. And I'm like, that looks like a private one. And I'm thinking that's not our, and it fly and it hovers right over top of us. And then it leaves and it comes out a little bit and it goes back and it flies right underneath the excavator. Boom, right underneath it. It was pretty cool. And then all of a sudden I look up and I see this four-wheeler coming down from the money pit and he's cruising. He comes down there and whoever it is, and I'm like, I can't tell who it is. We're a little too far away. Then he's yelling something about a drone. And I'm like, oh man, we're in trouble. I'm like, it's not our drone. I'm waving my hands. It's not ours. It wasn't us doing that. Well, as you all know now, it was Scott Barlow. He saw Colin's boat and he knew it was so he comes cruising down there and he's standing on the beach right there. And we're hollering back and forth. And you've seen some pictures of that. And I'll share one of them that I had. It was probably taken by Colin. I would imagine this one was taken by Colin. But there I am on the ball of Colin's boat talking to Scott, who's on the beach right there. I mean, this is how this whole week has gone. Week and a half or a week and a day. It's been like this the whole time. And so there we are. We're hollering back and forth or whatever. And I realized, and he said, "Oh, that's one of ours." And I'm, "Oh, okay, all right, whatever." So they saw us coming. But anyway, I got that opportunity to yell across the water to Scott Barlow, which was a treat in itself, right there. And so it just kept going from there. We go back over to Colin's place, and then we're doing some stuff. We're getting to meet his wife and everything, and hang out there at his house a little bit and everything. And then he says, "Okay, well, we're going to go to dinner over at the Mug and Anchor." So, okay, cool. So we all pack up and we're heading over to the Mug and Anchor. And when I'm walking in the door at the Mug and Anchor, um, this guy comes up behind us and he's coming up the stairs behind us. And I turn around and look and he's got Choice Drilling. And I look at him and I'm like, Brandon or Brendan. I'm sorry, I can't. Brandon or Brendan. Brennan, I think is his name. Anyway, he's coming up the stairs right behind us. And I turn around and I look at him and I'm like, I'm like, I recognize you. And I said, "I'm Jeff Freeman." And I reached my hand out because I wanted to meet the man, in person. So I'm shaking his hand and he's talking back and forth. And so I have no idea why he's there. I'm just saying, "Oh, he's coming for dinner," but he's got his Choice Drilling shirt on, and I'm, get a chance to meet him. I'm thinking this is awesome. So we go in. I'm following the waitress around the corner, and apparently Brennan. Okay, thank you, Linda. Brennan. And so I'm following the waitress around the corner, and because I, was told to follow her. So we're going around the corner, and we come around, and here's this big table, and right there is Tony Sampson, Laird Niven, Scott Barlow. Oh my gosh, who else was there? He came. Tim, Alessandra's husband, Tim was there. He was sitting there. Linda, Simmons, and Kat, and who else? Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting. Laura, I think. Or I don't know. They're bunch. All these people were sitting there, and I'm like, "Wow, oh, hey, what's going on? You guys coming here for dinner?" And they're like, "Oh, we come here for special occasions." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." Birthdays, and I'm just like, that's when it slapped me in the face. And I'm like, birthdays, yeah, they were there for my birthday. I just, it was special. It was truly special. And so as the night went on, I come in, I come around and I sit down and I'm sitting next to Tony Sampson, looking across at Scott, Laird. And then in a few minutes later comes Judy and Doug Crowell. And like I said, Tony's sitting next to me, Tim's on this side, and then we got Linda, and of course Christine's there. Christina's there, and Kat's there, and Steve Guptil comes in. He's there. It was truly um, truly amazing. I still can't wrap my brain around it. And I want to show you guys a little video clip. This is just one of the ones that I'm going to put together when this is all done. If you don't mind, bear with me. I know it's kind of, I want to play this little clip. Bear with me just a second here. I got to move this. Stop. Okay. All right. Hang on a second. All right. Let me get this over so you guys can see this. This is just a sample of the evening that happened. I don't know if you can hear it or not. I'll do my best, but sometimes these videos you can't hear the sound. But check this out. I mean, this is true. I'm going to make it full screen here so you guys can see. Of course, you recognize this is Karen Howard over here. This is Steven, of course, and Laird and Scott's right here. But I'm just going to play this. And this is after they gave me a gift that I opened up. It's a hat from the Fernetti Dental Service, which was cool because you see them guys wearing it on the show all the time, and an Oak Island shirt. But check it out. Of course, a few beers were being had, of course.
I found something in our safe.
There's Tony, Steve.
Because I just confirmed with Tony there was no Steve Barlow on the island. So.
A Steve Barlow on the island.
So we're guessing that is a typo. There's supposed to be
There's Laura.
Actually, I go by the name of Steve Bob.
Colin, there's Colin Jameson. You guys know him.
What can I get for you to drink?
Beer of some
Hold it
type.
up again. Hold it up again.
This,
Or do you want a minute to get situated or get back? There we go. I got Charlie.
you know what I
Yeah, I've got everybody but you and Charlie.
There's Tim on the left right there. And Linda. And Judy's coming. I mean, yeah, that was just too cool. What wonderful people, each and every one of them. Just great people. Then there was another. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not. Could you hear it? Was the sound playing? Yes. Okay. Cool. It really was a very special, best birthday ever. I mean, it really was. And so anyway, we go. Oh, I got to show a couple more pictures here. These are just some pictures, random shots that were taken. This is Karen Howard. I got to meet up with her, and then of course Christina and I with Tony Sampson. Another just great day. Here is Laura, Linda, and Kat, with Colin, of course, and me. I think this was after the tour was done because I'm pretty red faced at this point, so it's probably after. Yeah. Oh, and this was the shot that I'd taken of the excavator, folks. Whoops, I didn't mean to change it. And I mentioned this when we were live, but you see what that is right there. That's the hammer that drives the piling, the sheet piling in for the Coffer Dam. So remember it during the drilling down when the guy said, when Marty said, we're going to get started early putting this Coffer Dam in. This is early in the season for them because they go all the way through to November, as you well know. So that's really cool. So, I didn't see any piles in yet, any sheet piling going in yet. So they're prepping, they're getting everything ready. And we just have to assume based upon the description and that drilling down show exactly where it's going to go. It's going to be not quite get the eye of the swamp. It's going to be a little bit shy of that, but it's coming around and supposedly going to get like Nolan's Peninsula part of that, and then the ship shape anomaly. So yeah, the pile driver. Thank you. That's what it's called. So that's really cool. I'm really, really happy to see that going in. Same time and place next year. You know what? I think I'm not going to come out here on my birthday next year. They've been through enough of that already. I'm not going to do that to them again. But I'm thinking because everybody has told me up here that how down in Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, the dog days of summer are August and July, kind of July and August. And then things start to cool down and you get later into September. But here it's pushed back. So they're hot and really, August, September, October are really their summer months. So, and Linda Simpson has told me that many times. So September is really probably a better month to come. And so I think next year, Christina and I are going to come in September. So I think that's a good thing. So Laird said something odd about what do you think the Coffer Dam will be or something similar. Yeah. Well, I had mentioned that. They said, do you think that's what it is? And I'm like, I think that's what it is. Is that not what it is? And they're all just smiling. Of course, they can't say anything. So they didn't. They were very good about keeping very closed mouth about what it was. But to me, that looks like the pile driver. I don't know. Going by last year, and the crane is just sitting right over to the left of this. In this picture, you can see the crane, and I couldn't see into the swamp. Unfortunately, I was trying to look up, it looked like it was drained, pretty much drained, but it was very hard to see over and see how much of it was drained. But it looked to me like it was pretty much drained from the water here. They put that rock wall around to protect it from the storms, but maybe they put it around to keep people from being able to see over the wall as a little thing. I don't know. Oh, it was definitely drained. Okay. All right, cool. It kind of looked like it was when I was looking from the top of Colin's boat. But I want to show you this picture here real quick too. This is a picture of, how long have I been going here? Half an hour. This is a panorama picture that I took of, oh boy, I wish Carmen was here. He could help me. Maybe Christina will remember. This is up that we left and we went north towards the Bay of Fundy. So this is up by the Bay of Fundy. It's up on a mountain, and this area that's down below here is a area with the aqueducts in there. So they made farming land, and we went to. He took us to a museum where they actually played a video that was really, really good about Acadia and the Acadians being taken out of here by the English. Annapolis Valley. Thank you, whoever that was. They hope to have the thing. Yes, Annapolis Valley. And so that's where we went. We went up on top of that hill, as Carmen was explaining this, to a mountain. It's a mountain, a range. It goes all the way across. I mean, it's very tall. We climbed up on it, and this is from up on top. And he showed us this view, and it's just fantastic. Just a beautiful. And I guess there are two Oak Islands. One's up on the north, up the Bay of Fundy, I guess, and the other one's down in the, as we all know where that one is, down off of Cape Bloomington. Grand Prix. Yes. Yes, they expelled Acadians in 1755. Right. And we went to that museum and watched that video and stuff. But again, Carmen is gracious to to take time out of his day, and he wanted just to take it. I mean, he wanted to show us more, and we just ran out of time. I need to be here for a month. So, Christina, I hope you're ready for being here for a month next time so we can stay longer. There's just so much to see and do here. It's just how challenging is the climb? It's not bad. It was drive. Yeah, we just drove right up the hill. It wasn't bad at all. It wasn't really. You see how high it is from the picture there, but really, really beautiful. And the weather was just look at the sky. I mean, it was just beautiful. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, so yeah, that's just another beautiful thing. We ended up getting a chance to going over and meeting Alessandra Nadavari. I got to meet her husband Tim, and we got to go over to the New Ross Castle, or I'm sorry, the castle the castle at New Ross, at her property there, and see this. This is Carmen looking at a stone. This stone, and this is one that Tom took a picture of when he was there, Tom Burns. And this particular stone, I mean, you see the stone. Look at this thing. I mean, it's flat, very, very flat. And Carmen's looking at it, and of course, you can imagine what Carmen's looking for. He's looking for marks on it from a chisel marks, and he was examining it very closely. We did not see any chisel marks on it where it would have been used to split it open, to crack it open like that. But again, we don't know. But yeah, that's a very, very, and here's this right off of where her, right off of where her, let me get out of this so I can show you different here. Where the well was, there is flip through the pictures here real quick. There is a pile of stone. And I guess maybe when they were doing this property, they grow these boulders up there. I mean, they're just amazing. These giant boulders that are everywhere. And it looked like maybe somebody had pushed them, but there was a big pile of them in the back there. And there was probably, I don't know how many, a lot. And they were just all piled up back there, in the back. So I don't have a picture of it yet. You'll have to watch the next one anyway for that. But there was this huge pile of boulders. And I was up in there climbing around on them, looking at them. You know what I was looking for? I was looking for markings on them. I was looking for carvings and stuff on them. And I didn't see any. A couple questionable things up there that I found that I thought were pretty cool. But yes, I did. Vesta, I drove all the way from, who's that? Nice shirt. I don't have I got to look and see who that was. But yeah, I did. I drove all the way from Michigan. Oh, that's Karen. Hey, Karen, how you doing? Glad to see you here. Yeah, we drove all the way from Michigan through Ontario and Quebec and New Brunswick and down into Nova Scotia. A long, long drive, but well worth it. Beautiful. We saw a moose. We were looking for a moose. We actually got to see a moose. Of course, Christina scared the crap out of me when she yelled about the moose, but that's a story for another time. But we were looking at the well and everything, and she showed us the well and just remarkable, this property, and her and Alessandra, just a wonderful, wonderful person. And she limited on time, unfortunately. So we didn't get to spend as much time with Alessandra on this trip as we would like to have. But yeah, it was really, really a lot of fun. Yeah, I know. Maybe I'll show some more. Yeah, her moose. Maybe I'll show some more pictures on the way back. But it was a long, grueling drive. It really was. But it was good though. We did all right with it and made our way through. But boy, yeah, it was definitely a tough one. I want to show a couple more pictures here, and then as we start to wrap this up a little bit. When I came back, there was another little get together over there on Friday evening, and I got to meet a few more people. Ian Spooner, and again, these are all people that I never got to meet in person before. So I got to meet Ian Spooner was there and had dinner with Ian, and another gentleman that was there who's been on my podcast before. Of course, Ian's going to be on with us on Wednesday night. But another gentleman that was there that I got to sit and talk with quite a bit, who's been on the podcast, and this man right here, Jeffrey Irving, and you see what he's doing there. But yeah, so got to meet with Jeffrey Irving and another great guy. We're going to have him on the podcast again at some point coming up here. But another great guy. So and then Tony was there, and I wanted to thank Tony, and all I had, I went over to Tony. I said, Tony, I said he was getting ready to leave. He was there with actually a couple of his clients that had hired his boat, and they were having dinner at the Mug and Anchor. That's why they happened to be there, and they were sitting by us. And so I went over and I said, Tony, I said, I really wanted to thank you, and I don't have anything to give you except I had my little tote with some shirts and stuff I gave. You can see one there. I gave one to Jeffrey Irving there before he had to leave, and I gave one to Tony. And I think I have that video. I know Carmen or let's see. Oh, I know where it's at here. There's a little video that I want to show you guys. And those of you who are on our Facebook page, The Curse of Oak Island and Beyond, it's there. But I want to show and he sent it to me. What did I do? I'm sorry, I'm trying to find it now. This was another one of those surprise things that just happens that you just you don't know or is going to happen until it does. Oh shoot, where is it? Okay, I'm gonna have to find it on the Facebook group page. Sorry, bear with me a moment here while I find this and bring it up. This is one of those things that just happens with people that are so kind-hearted. And everyone that I've met here in Nova Scotia has been like this, just honest to goodness, good people. But I had to show. I want to show this video if I can find it now. Colin. Oh, here it is. Colin sent it to me. All right, let me turn that down and open this back up here. Full screen. Why is it not opening full screen? There we go. Okay, so again, this is one of those things that just happens without you realizing it's going to happen. I handed that shirt to Tony and I said, Tony, here's this. I want to give you something for all you've done. And he said, well, I don't have anything to give you. And I said, dude, you've given me so much already. It's not necessary. I'm trying to pay the favor, pay you for, give you something to thank you for what you've done. And out of nowhere, and this was with all these people in the Mug and Anchor, we're just a small group that's in the back. All these people that are in the Mug and Anchor that are standing around, are sitting around having their dinner, their meals and everything, are watching this happen, right? And whether they know anything about Oak Island or not. And so here's Tony, and you see what he's not wearing, this shirt. He all of a sudden just pulls the shirt off and hands it to me. And I'm like, what's going on? What are you doing here? And he said, I want to give you this shirt. And I I didn't know what to do besides put it on, right? So I put it on. And yeah, so I want to play this. Somebody now. Is that oops, sorry, let me pause it here. Is that cool or what? How do things like that happen? I just have no idea. But yeah, yeah, it was just yeah, Kat was there. You were there to see that. But yeah, he just takes his shirt off, this one right here, and he gives it to me. But I just what a nice guy. Truly, truly a very great guy. And Ian that was there earlier and had to go, he was there too. And of course, Jeff Irving. When I tell you that this was a special trip and a special week and an absolutely wonderful birthday, that's why. All these people. And the people that came, Linda and Kat and Laura and Karen Howard, and so I know there was some other ones that wanted to be there, um, that didn't make it, because of something came up and they just couldn't get there that night. To either one of them couldn't come, and it was, I really, I was hoping that I'd get an opportunity to meet them. Oh, I got to tell you something else too. We had to go and see. We had a little bit of free time. Christine and I had a little bit of free time to actually go somewhere else, so we decided to go over to um, Peggy's Cove and see the lighthouse. Um, and so as we go over there, we're checking things out and everything and seeing stuff, and we walk down to the castle, or to the castle, to the lighthouse. We're checking out the lighthouse, beautiful. And I guess this happens quite often, but we had some lunch and everything, and we're sitting there, or standing there looking at the rocks and everything, and checking everything out. And I'm going to show you this one picture. You might have seen it. I breezed by it real quick. I did another panorama view of the area, and just wonderful. I mean, just beautiful. The weather was beautiful and just wonderful. And everybody kept saying, "Stay off the black rocks. Stay off the." Everybody was telling us, "Stay off the black rocks." I guess a couple of people fall and die every year because they get down on the black rocks. And the only thing I could figure, what's the black rocks? And the only thing I could figure is that it's this rock over here on the edges where it's black. It's kind of wet. That has to be what they're talking about. And people fall, slip, it's slippery or whatever, and stay off the black rock. So yes, Kat, that's exactly right. So Christina says, you know what we should do? They need to make a t-shirt or sweatshirts and stuff to say, "Stay off the black rocks, Peggy's Cove." I thought, so we're going to make some of those, and we're going to sell them in a little shop over there. No, just teasing. There was a little building that was for sale right there. I thought we should buy that and start selling these things. But anyway, they get swept off. Okay, thank you. But anyway, we kept hearing that from different people. But if you notice, there's a guy right here, and I've got this. I recorded the whole thing, and I'm not going to play it right now. But if you see this gentleman standing right here in the middle, he's a bagpiper. And he started playing a song, and it came through so loud and clear from where I was standing quite a ways away from him. And he played this full song, and I recorded it on my phone. It was wonderful, almost bring a tear to your eye. That was so beautiful. But yeah, he started playing there, and that was really great. So as we went out and we're walking back, and there's all kinds of little shops and stuff here at Peggy's Cove, and we were checking out all the shops and taking pictures and all this kind of stuff. And we're pulling over to we go back to the car, and we're actually getting ready to leave, and we start to pull out. Um, uh, so we're getting ready to leave, and as we do, we're pulling up and there's some restrooms right there, and I'm thinking, oh, probably should use the restroom. We're going to get on the road, and there's a van parked right in front of me, right in front of the information center. And I saw the van, and as I saw the side of it, it says Anchor Tours, Jeff Babineau. And he was one of the people I wanted to see. How does that happen? Jeff Babineau is sitting right there in his van. His customers, his clients are off, exploring and stuff. And he's sitting there by himself talking on his cell phone. I come walking around the van, and he's like talking to whoever he's talking to. He's like, "Hey, remember the guy I was telling you about? He's standing right here." And I come walking around, and I got to meet Jeff. Jeff wanted to take me around and show us, Christina and I, and show us Halifax, and we didn't get an opportunity. Not going to get to, because I just have too much going on before I have to leave, and we're not going to get that opportunity. But there was Jeff Babineau from Anchor Tours. Coincidence? I'm one of those people that don't really believe in coincidences. So if it's meant to happen, it happens. And there he was. So I got an opportunity to meet him too. So that was so cool. And then as we're leaving, then everybody's telling me, "You've got to go see the Glooscap stone. You have to go see it." Well, when we were eating, I'm looking and I'm asking the waitresses, "Where's the Glooscap stone?" I knew it was close because I remember when Tom and Henry were there with Terry DeVoe and Alessandra, they had taken pictures from up at the Glooscap stone, looking back at the lighthouse. So I'm looking out in the distance, the opposite direction, of course, and I'm asking the waitresses, I said, "Where's the Glooscaps going?" And they're all like, "The what?" They know about Glooscap, but they didn't know anything about a stone called that. So they're thinking, "Oh, you mean the statue?" No, 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 not the statue. There's a stone around here someplace. They had no idea. I'm looking off in the distance and I can see some rocks. There's a lot of big rocks on the hills nearby. And I'm thinking, maybe it's out there. Maybe that's it. Well, John Edwards, you guys know John. I was talking to him on the phone. He says, Jeff, 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 like he does. Jeff, 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 you've got to go and see the Glooscap stone. I'll send you a little link on YouTube, tells you exactly how to find it and go to it. And he does. And I'm sitting in this little parking area, and I'm bringing it up on my phone, trying to watch this little video. And I watch it and I look up on the road and go, oh, there's where you park right there. So we get out on the main road, we pull over and we park, and there's a trail going off. So we took the trail and we hiked up. It's not very far, a quarter of a mile up the hill there in the woods. And so we get up to the top of the hill, and sure enough, there's the Glooscap stone. And again, folks, if this is one of those things that if you get the opportunity and you're in this area and you have to go to Peggy's Cove, see the lighthouse. And if you do, when you pull out of Peggy's Cove, when you pull out of the lighthouse road and you turn left, there's a sign right there that says Halifax, however many, 52 kilometers or something like that. And there's another sign or another town on top of it. You pull right there at the sign, you pull over, and there's a trail right there. And you take the little hike. There's a nice little trail in the woods. There's, it's kind of marshy and in spots. They got some planks down on the ground for you to walk on and step on so you don't get your feet all wet or whatever, because it was a little squishy in places. But you climb up the hill, and there at the top of the hill is the Glooscap stone. And you have to go see it. You really do. I mean, if you're in the area, is it truly a carving of Glooscap? Verdict's out on that. Terry DeVoe says it is. I believe Terry. When you look at it from this angle, which is the angle facing mostly toward the lighthouse side, it looks like a face has been carved into this thing. And something that Christina pointed out is if you look at all the other rocks around, and I can try to zoom in here a little bit, but you see this one here in the foreground and all this growth on top of it. Okay, oh, my mouse is going nuts. And then you see these over here, very gray on top and they got the growth on it. And look at this one. There's nothing on it. And that hasn't been scraped off. Didn't look like it. But it just doesn't have all that stuff growing on it, or the grayish. It looks very white on top. So I don't know. Is it? Hard to say. I'm not a geologist. I don't know these things about stone like that, but remarkable. You have to go see it. And over next to it is another big, no, it's not on private property. At least I don't think so. I don't think we were trespassing. I didn't see any signs. There was a trail leading up there. So we went up there to check it out. It was absolutely wonderful. That was really, really cool. So if you're there, you have to go see this, and for yourself. While you're in the area, it's right there. If you turn around from standing right there, and you're on top of the hill walking on the stone, you turn around, you can see the lighthouse right there. It's that close. So you got to go check it out. One of the other, I want to wrap this up, make it about an hour tonight, but one of the other things that we got to do, besides meeting people like Jeff Irving and Ian Spooner and Steve Guptil and all the gangs, Scott Barlow and Laird, Judy and Doug Crowell and just Tony, we went back over to, I had a little session set up. You saw the picture that I brought up here at the very beginning. And that was a picture of me, of course, standing on the causeway at Oak Island. And I got permission, got a hold of Scott. I asked Scott, hey, I want to do some little filming over there. And I know that you've heard me say before that we are not going to be flying drones over the island. They asked Circuit Trova has asked us not to do that, and we are not going to do that. But I did get permission to have Jer Henderson came out with his drone, and he actually did a little bit of drone work for me, just flying it up and flying around us when we were, there. I drove. I don't know if Scott knows this part. if he's watching, he's going to see this. I did drive across the causeway, turned around and came right back. And he filmed me driving my truck across the causeway and coming right back. So I was on Oak Island for about 30 seconds, if that, 15 seconds, because I drove across, turned right around, and drove right back. He filmed me with the drone doing that. And then he did some other work for us. And we got the opportunity to meet Karen Publicover, who's been on the show a couple times. You know Karen. She has the Facebook page, Oak Island from the Other Side of the Causeway. Her and her husband. I got a chance to meet both of them, and we did, I should say, Christina and I got a chance to meet both of them and go in the boathouse. Beautiful work that he has done in this thing. That Barry's done, just beautiful work. She had to rebuild it because they had a fire inside and a lot of damages, smoke damage and stuff. So they rebuilt it just beautiful. And we got to look at it. And I bought a couple things from her. She collects all the sea glass, as you know. And then her and her twin sister, they make these all these things out of the sea glass. And just fantastic work. And she has jars full of sea glass. And I'm a guy, I like to pick up rocks. When I'm on the beach, I'm sifting, looking for just oddball rocks. I love it. And so does Christina. So we had the opportunity to meet Karen and her husband and go in the nice air conditioning because it was so hot and muggy that day. Go inside and talk with them and have a soda with them and just hang out for a little while. And that was such a pleasure as well. Another wonderful person is Karen to take us in like that and let us park in her park right there where it says no parking. Got the park right there. And we told her Jared was coming. He was going to film. She said, "Yep, go right ahead, do what you do, and have fun with it." And of course we did. And Jared did his drone work. We stayed off the island. I mean, the drone, we stayed off the island, but we did some stuff there around what we were doing. I'm going to put that all together. I'm making a new intro video for, oh, I don't know who that was. I got to look here now and see. Somebody just said, "Great meeting me." And I wanted to see who said that. So I got to bring this back up. I'm not going to be able to. So anyway, let me know who you were that said that. Really totally enjoyed meeting you. Whoever that was, I'm sure I enjoyed meeting you too. If that was Karen, really enjoyed meeting you, Karen. But yeah, it was wonderful. And anyway, we had a great time filming right there. It was Karen. Oh, okay. Thank you, Karen. Yes, it was awesome meeting you as well. And I tell you, folks, if you go and check out her Oak Island from the Other Side of the Causeway and look at some of the beautiful things that they've made. So yeah, I bought Christina something there, and I got myself, and you'll see him. He's out in my truck right now. I should have brought him in. If you know about Bobby Dazzler, there's these little stuffed the nose and the beard and the hat on top and maritime tartan coloring on the stuff, and Bobby Dazzler was damaged in the fire that they had. So come along, Billy Dazzler they have now. And I have Junior Dazzler because I bought Junior when I was there. And you'll see Junior showing up when I get back to my normal place of doing a podcast. You'll see Junior behind me as we go along. But so yeah, we had a great time over there. And like I said, Karen let us park there and do our thing and all of that. So that was just wonderful. So, and this trip isn't over yet. I still have some more things coming up here with Danny and Danny Hennigar. And also Ian and Steven. I don't know Jeff Irving. Jeff was, I got a chance to meet. He drove all the way down or up, I should say, from where he lives to come and meet me on Friday and talk because he's been on the show and I love his theories and stuff that he's got. And he's got the library that he's working on. And he gave me a gift of some popular science books. I think Popular Mechanics, Popular Science, I got to look at them. They're inside the other room there, but some really old books and they're so cool. So he gave me a couple of those for my birthday. And thank you so much, Jeff. If you ever watch this, thank you so much for that. And he drove all the way up and then had to turn around and drive all the way back. He's got something he wanted to do with me this weekend. I'm hoping I can work it out. I just don't know. I gotta start my drive back. And Tom Burns, I haven't met Tom Burns yet in person. Tom has been busy. He hasn't been able, excuse me, he hasn't been able to come to Nova Scotia. He lives up, of course, in New Brunswick. So on my way out, I have to go and see Tom. And I would love to go out to his camp, and I'd love to do some fishing. Got to go fishing with Colin, Christina, and I did. Would love to go fishing with Tom. And Tom, he's a big part of this podcast, a very big part of this, as Colin, helping us with co-hosting and putting his insights and all of his knowledge into from Oak Island here with us. So I really got to meet Tom before we go. So I'm trying to work this out so that I can get an opportunity to see everybody. And I know I'm missing some people that I didn't get to see while I was here. Terry DeVoe is one of them. I didn't get to see Terry, meet him yet. And Gary Drayton, missed out on Gary Drayton. Charles Barkhouse, didn't get to meet Charles because everybody was busy. Everybody has a life, and you can't expect everybody to take part out of their day to do this. So, but anyway, so hopefully the next trip, or I've got a few days left, we'll see what happens. But let me see if there's any pictures that I didn't show yet that I wanted to. Glooscap stone. Oh, here's one that was pretty cool that I'll show real quick. Let's see here. Okay. Here's one, and this is again one of those special pictures. Laird and Scott and Tony and I, awesome, really really cool. And then of course there's Carmen and I up on that hill, overlooking the Annapolis down below. Yeah, just really really cool time, and I can't thank everybody enough for the what you've done for me while I was here, and Christina, and giving us okay. Linda's just sent me a message here. Let's see. The gnomes. Yeah, thank you. The gnomes, that's who they are. The gnomes. Bobby Dazzler, Billy Dazzler. Bobby's, he hasn't recovered from the fire, but Billy Dazzler. Now I have Junior Dazzler. So you'll see he's a little bit smaller. Let's see. You sent me a picture. Let's see if I can find it. Linda. Oh, okay. Yeah, here, check this out. I'll show you this real quick. It might be hard to see if you're watching on a phone. Let's see if I can. I can't really zoom in on it, but that is one of their sea glass Christmas trees or trees. They got lights in them. Actually, they go up inside and light up, with all the sea glass. And there's a couple different varieties. So if you haven't, you can check these out. I believe that Karen has these on her page, Oak Island from the Other Side of the Causeway. You can check these out. No, I did not get to ride in his vet. I wanted to, and believe me, the roads around here, I have to say, are not the best. In some areas, they're pretty rough. But he he's careful over the bumps, but he drives that vet. Let me tell you. I did not get a chance to get in it and ride with him because, of course, it only really seats two, and there was always three of us. So, so we didn't. I didn't get the chance to ride with him, but I did follow him around. Oxman, I got to follow him around quite a bit as we were going places. He rode with us when we went out. When we went up on the mountain there, he rode with us. And, again, it's one of those things. Isn't that so cool? We watch him on TV all the time. And I'm driving my truck going down the road, and Carmen Lake is sitting right there talking and telling us stuff about all the area and just sharing his knowledge. And how cool is that? I mean, really, how cool is that? It doesn't get any better. It truly doesn't. So let's see. I think I shared just about everything that I wanted to show. I said, as I was saying, folks, I am going to put together a video that I'm going to be sharing everything that I'm going to put it all together. It'll be a live podcast, and we'll go live. And Colin Jameson, I think, is going to join me, and we're going to go through pictures, and we're going to talk about the trip even more in depth than I did tonight. But I wanted to come on tonight and give you a little bit of an update as to what's happening and what I've been doing up here, and the wonderful time that I've had meeting everybody. It's just been awesome. Really, really, truly has been an awesome trip. Oh, I do have one more picture I wanted to show. This was one when Colin and I, and for those of you on our Facebook group page, you've seen this. This is one where Colin and I, we went back out in Colin's boat and we went over by lot 5. And I did this is on our Facebook group page. Yeah, so as I zoom in here, you can see several people that you might recognize. This gentleman right here, that's Laird. This is John Levy. I believe that's his name, John Levy. One of the producers. He's the main producer there at Oak Island. And this is Steven over here. I don't know who these people over there. They're probably camera people, cameraman standing there. Peter Finetti, I believe, was standing there also. And there is a gentleman standing. This picture you can't really see very well at all, but at one point there was a man bending down, digging in a hole. And it was not Gary Drayton. He was wearing a blue shirt. Now, who do you know that's tall and wears a blue shirt and goes out quite often with Gary Drayton? Rick Lagina. Rick was there and he was working. So I'm going to be watching for this particular episode to see what they were digging that close to the beach in lot 5 to find out what it was that we happened to just catch them doing. And I thought right off the bat, as soon as we realized because the cameraman and all these guys weren't out on the beach we saw them there. That was about the time that I was telling Colin, we probably should get out of here. We don't want to get in trouble. And Colin started to slowly back away. We didn't want the sound of the engine to interrupt the filming, because we don't want to get in the way of what's going on out there. Right. So we tried to back away quietly and motor our way out of there and let them do their work. And that's one of the things, folks, that's one of the things like with the whole drone thing. As much as you and I all want to see this stuff, we want to know what's going on so badly with what's happening on Oak Island. Every minute of the filming season, we've got to know what's happening. I'm one of the worst when it comes to that. I just want to shake that Christmas present and see what's in it before Christmas. But do we really want to know everything that's happening? No. I want to wait and watch the show. So, and that's something that Scott had said, that talking about Christmas present, you don't want to open it before Christmas. Well, some people do, but we really want to know. But do we want to invade what they're doing all the time? It's great to see it from the water, and they don't care about that. I say they don't care. They allow it to happen because they know it happens. People pull up with their boats all the time and they see things that are happening. So we will continue to share what we can with you over the course of the summer months, as we always have. But we'll not fly drones over the island. Not going to do that. But we will show pictures. Karen does her pictures that she gets from Oak Island from the other side of the causeway. Colin will continue to go out in his boat and he will take pictures and we will show those. And I will be out here speculating away as to what they might be doing without really knowing what they're doing. But we will do our best to try to share with you everything we can without invading what they're doing. Truly, getting in there and invading what they're doing. We just can't do that. So, and I don't want to do that either. I want, to give them more recon missions to come. Yes, we will do more and we will speculate about what's happening. And we'll share as much as we can with you as we go along. So I want you to know that as well. So, and later on this week, as I mentioned, we've got Danny Hennigar, will be Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern time. It'd be live in the train station, in the train depot there. We're going to, at the Oak Island display that he's done, we're going to let him just tell us all about Oak Island from the old days. He shared some stories that were I had no idea. And then also that evening, we got Dr. Ian Spooner and Steve Guptil, and that's going to be at 7:30 Eastern time. That's going to be live, probably at the Oak Island Resort. So we're going to do our best to get that all set up and everything. Hopefully my equipment and everything works well for that. And then Skinwalker Ranch, we missed last week because I just didn't have time to try to get that in. So we're going to be talking about last week's episodes of Beyond Skinwalker Ranch and The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. We're going to do those this week. Thursday night will be Beyond Skinwalker Ranch with Seth Bridges that you know. and also with Shannon DeSalvo is going to join us. And then on Friday night, Shannon is trying to work it out. It'll be Seth and I for sure. Shannon's trying to work it out if she can help. If not, and I've reached out to Mike Owen to see if he wants to join us to talk about episode 9 of the Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. So that's Thursday and Friday night. So I got a lot of shows, and we might be doing the Friday night show from Tom Burns' house. His wife is probably going to kill me, but hopefully not. But Tom said, because I need to get over to Tom's, and to do that on Friday, I need to do a podcast that night. So he said, well, we'll just shoot it from our house. And I said, okay, well, we'll see if I can invade on their privacy to do the podcast from their house. So we're trying to get Seth will be with me for sure. And then hopefully also Shannon DeSalvo and possibly Mike Owen as well. So we catch up on those. Those will be last week's episodes. And then we'll do this week's episodes next week, because there are no episodes for next week because it's 4th of July. So there will not be any episode. That'll get us caught up with Skinwalker Ranch. We'll be back on track with that. And we'll get that rolling. So, all right. It's been an hour, a little over an hour. We'll make it work. Tom says we'll make it work. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that, sir. But that I have to see Tom. And meet him and the dogs, his wonderful dogs and everything. So, I don't know. Did I forget anything, Linda? I don't know. I don't think I did. Hopefully not. But I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me here tonight, and Linda, and letting me share some of my week that I've had here with Christina, that we spent here. And I'm still here, still in Nova Scotia. Rainy, cool day today. Not a nice day at all, really. And I think they're calling for rain for a few days into the future here. So, if we get a chance to go back out and do any more reconnaissance, we will, but I'm going to be pretty busy with other stuff going on. So, but I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me here for this hour tonight. There will be more to come. We're going to put something together, and I'm making a new intro video of my experience on the Causeway and the drone footage of that part, but not of the island, but of that part that we'll be putting together as a new intro video coming up for season 11. And that was funny, because they're like, we're talking about season 11. And they go, are you sure there's going to be one? And I'm like, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. So, all right. Thank you, folks, again. And we'll catch you next time right here on the JFree906 Podcast and the Curse of Oak Island and Beyond series. Good night, everybody. And thank you for coming here tonight. Bye-bye.